I feel like I'm failing motherhood. I'm at a breaking point with my child's defiant behavior. That's a comment I read on Facebook this morning, and it absolutely broke my heart. Before we get into why that's happening and bring you a solution today, I want to share with you that I was once that mother too, on my floor in fetal position, crying to God for an answer when nothing in the parenting books, when nothing the experts were telling me to do actually worked to create peace and cooperation in my home. Now, Thomas and I talk a lot about disorders and what's gone wrong in parenting, but today we're going to bring you what's right. And it all begins with these two Latin words, Imago, made in the image of God.
Translation, I am a genius offspring doing everything independently. Every child is a genius when they can embrace their own uniqueness.
Now, you knew that when your child was first born, a newborn in your arms, and they brought so much love and joy into your family. But over time and through parenting videos and advice, we've forgotten that. And if that's true for you, this video is going to change the way you look at your child forever. Psalm 139 says, "You were fearfully and wonderfully made," which means that your child was also fearfully and wonderfully made. Genesis 1:27 says, "God made man in his image, male and female, he created them," which means that your child was born absolutely perfect and over time been conditioned into the defiance that you're seeing.
Defiance is not the child's identity. But what if the defiance was the child not being able to express their true identity?
Now, there's some popular parenting advice that makes this defiant behavior even worse. We have been taught to come along and correct child behavior in the moment. We've been taught to redirect them and to do something negative, like take something away or put them in a timeout when they do something that we don't like.
Now, the truth is that your child's going to do anything and everything that you don't like because they're just doing something. And what's missing is life skills. If they knew what to do, they would have already done them. And that is the different approach that mainstream parenting has been taught not to see.
Yes, and this awareness changed my parenting forever. You see, we've been taught the statement, spare the rod, spoil the child. But did you know that's not even in the Bible? It does say, those who spareth the rod hateth their children. But when you learn what the word rod actually means, it's going to change everything. You see, we've been taught to beat our children with the rod, or lately, it's called gentle parenting, which I call the velvet rod of control. Control is the underlying basis that's causing our children to become exasperated and to become angry. But when you use the rod the way Tom taught me to use the rod, which is to always guide them in the direction that they should go with love and kindness and patience and with the eyes who see them as that little genius, everything that they do is correct, perfect, or right.
That's exactly right, Bonnie. So instead of hitting them to correct their direction, the shepherd would put the rod in front of the path of not to go, so the sheep would actually be guided to the correct path, and it was the sheep's idea, not the shepherd's. They just created the right environment for the child to really win, better known as learn, a new missing life skill.
So for instance, if a baby is headed towards the stairs, we've been taught to go, no, 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 we don't go over there, which is going to cause that baby to feel like I've just done something wrong or it's not okay to be me. But what we're saying here is that's an opportunity to teach the baby how to be on the stairs safely. Or if a 6-year-old is playing with a lighter, we go, no, that's wrong, that's bad, and we do something to punish them. Instead, teach them about the lighter.
Exactly. And the key thing is they're going to learn about the lighter whether you like it or not. So if you're proactive, we would show them when and where to use a lighter. They don't know that, and that's the missing gap that we can actually cross with Creating Champions for Life.
So when you taught me this, it like totally transformed and set me free, is to be your child's trusted advisor versus their staff sergeant or warden. If you want more connection with your child, they're just looking to you to say, see me, guide me, show me how the world works. Don't give me everything for free and then come in and take it away with some sort of authoritative control, because when you do that, they're going to see you as their enemy and they're going to become angry. So I want to talk to you for a second, mom or dad, because if when you were a child, you had shackles put around you and you were controlled with some sort of authoritarian or authoritative style parenting, and you were always told no and that your dreams didn't matter, and your parents parented you with this strong hand, and you decided, well, when I'm a parent, I'm going to make sure my kids have an easy life and I'm going to protect them and make sure that everything turns out okay, then you're parenting from an incorrect intention. You're parenting from the idea that you want your child to be a certain way. Are you with me on this? So this was a huge mistake I made as a mother, because I always thought that I wanted my kids to live the way I wanted them to live, and I didn't recognize and embrace their own individual uniqueness, which caused a lot of friction.
So what if we could take a moment and see the world through your child's eyes, not yours? You know, the very first time that I took my shoe off because I'm learning to do proper procedure, but yes, I didn't put it in the closet. I left it in the hallway. And somebody validated, hey, way to go there, little Tommy. Who took their shoe off all by themselves? Well, I did. Versus, why'd you leave your damn shoe in the middle of the hallway? You see, you have a magical moment right there to breathe life into what they did do, correct, perfect, or right. Because the other one of telling them what they don't do, well, I don't have to ask how that's working. It's already working in the wrong direction. So when we can reframe and breathe life into what they actually did do correct today, you could sit around the table and open up the good book of, you know what my detective works is? Somebody made their bed today. Who was that? Oh, that was me, Dad. Or who did this? And when you can approach it that way, it's the exact same amount of energy, but which one creates the higher vibration?
You see, when you start seeing your child as they are a reflection of God, and you start seeing world through the eyes of faith, and you can believe in their capabilities more than this idea that your child was somehow born defiant and you need to constantly correct them into compliance, everything's going to change for you. So I'm calling out to all the moms and the dads and saying it's time to rise up and step into the greatness that you were meant to live, the purpose that you have for being a mom or a dad, to guide your child into their full potential by looking at them through the lenses of who you really are and who they really are. Do you remember The Lion King when Simba forgot who he was and he had this sense of unworthiness? So he was out playing with his friends while his tribe was dying, and his father, Mufasa, came up in the clouds and he looked down and he goes, Simba, remember who you are.
And so when we can look at ourselves, I, mom and dad, I am a genius when I embrace my own uniqueness. I am a winning lotto ticket. And the odds of you showing up here is 1 out of 46,656,000 options. And you are the one, because that's what it took for you to show up in physical form. Your thumbprint is your unique stamp for you to share your gifts in your own unique way. And so when your child comes to you, whenever there's any misbehavior, they're really just going, look, mom, dad, can I do what you do? Can I do exactly what you do? Will I be able to do exactly what you do one day all by myself without you? And if you can say yes, then you'll understand the sacred bond between a big kid trusted advisor, mom and dad, and a little genius offspring, your child, who are walking in twos to prepare them to launch out of the nest with all their life skills. And that's why we're in a home together. And when you can see it from that approach, everything falls right into place. Everything that's broken heals. Everything that's been separated unites, and this little champion, including you, mom and dad, you get to become empowered with sharing your gifts with the world, and that's called heaven here on earth.
You were fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of your Creator. That doesn't change when you become a parent. It doesn't change when your child's behavior gets hard. Your child is not defiant. They are not a disorder. They are a reflection of God placed in your care to prepare them for the world with life skills training over constantly correcting them in the moment. If this is a message that you needed to hear today, make sure to comment, remember. And if you're looking for more, you can find our last video by clicking right over here. We're Bonnie and Thomas Leota, and until we meet again, here's to your parenting success.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye for now.